Coming up on Mental Health Marty, join us for part 2 of the 4 agreements. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Lord, you know it's late at night. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Martina Sellers, your mental health hygienist, coming to you live and always in living color in Southern California. Right now, the sun ain't shining, and where I'm at, the wind is blowing. I promise you, I thought I saw Elpova and Dorothy at my house blowing down the street. We got some strong winds and them Santa Ana winds, but we are still standing strong. I hope you all are doing well. And we are, can you believe it is already January 12th? And let me tell you something. January is doing what it does. It's already Januarying, if you will. But we are so glad that you are here tonight. Let us know that you're here. We'd love to see your comments on tonight and hope that you are doing well. It is also during January. It is also Human Trafficking and Sex Trafficking Awareness Month. We got a special show for you next week that I'm so excited about to share with you. But coming up, we are going to be talking about part 2. And if you missed part 1 last week, let me tell you something. Between the Reverend Doctor and the Bishop, I don't know who had me laughing harder or had me screaming and crying the most. But we are so glad that Bishop is back with us today. And we are just going to do what we do like we do. But let me remind you of who and what we do. Mental Health Marty is designed to bring awareness, mental health awareness, so that we can have these type of conversations about what's going on in our community. Too often, we secretly suffer in silence, in the shadow of shame, because we don't have safe spaces where we can be vulnerable and share our experiences and what that looks like. So that is exactly what we designed Mental Health Marty Show to do. Now, it is not a replacement for you seeing your therapist or being part of a mental health support group, but we are just a supplement to everything that you're already doing. And we want to encourage you to always speak up, to always speak out, and to always live your best life, because we want to definitely heal hearts. We want to strengthen families, and we want to grow communities, because that's everything we're about. But we want you also to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So those of you who are following us on YouTube on Mental Health Marty, please like and subscribe that, so that every time we come on, you will definitely be aware that we're on and be able to join us. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And I am so glad. Listen, last week we talked about the 4 agreements. We talked about why this is so important, because too many of us make New Year's resolutions, but by the time we get to the 2nd or 3rd week, we're already done with it. Some of us are on Daniel fast. Some of us are on some all fast together, but all those things are great. But there is an agreement that we need to make with ourselves in order to be better, to be stronger, to be wiser, all of those things. Last week in the 4 agreements, we talked about part 1, and we talked about 2 chapters. If you don't have this book, please, please, please go out and order this phenomenal book. But last week we talked about being a person of impeccable word. In other words, making sure your word is your bond, and making sure that if you say something, that we're going to follow through on it. The next thing we also spoke about was not to take everything personally. Y'all, we take way too many things personal. We are hypersensitive. If you say boo, you're talking about we're putting us down and all those other things, but not to take everything personal. I always say consider the source. Consider who's making the comment, and then think about it from that perspective, because everyone does not deserve your response. Sometimes the best response is saying nothing at all. And I had to learn that the hard way. Sometimes the best response is, I can't change your opinion. All I know is who I am. So I am so glad to have back with us for week 2. I got him out of his resting bed. But listen, This my brother from another mother. I'm so glad to have him that's joining us tonight for part 2 of this. None other than the Bishop Sean D. Stewart.
Hey, family. How you doing?
Bishop, how you feeling?
Listen, we working through this thing, man. We working through this
Right.
thing. We working
I
through
know
this
that's right.
thing.
Well, you're looking good.
I'm working on it, baby. You know, we don't crack.
No, we don't. No, we
We
don't.
don't crack. No, we don't crack. Yeah.
Yes. Man, tell me something good. Tell me something good.
Something good. I had ice around my campus today, and I was able to prevent them from taking 3 of my kids.
Excellent.
Okay. So I am okay at the moment.
Yes.
The biggest thing in the 4 agreements is not to take it personal. I don't take it personal.
Right.
But as a professional, I do struggle in not giving my personal answer.
Yeah, I understand. But Dr. Sean, a lot of us don't realize that because I've had them show up in my centers as well. And some of them had been casing us, I found out, for a week plus. And that can be very nerve-wracking. So it sends off all kind of alarms to our staff, to our students, all of that. But as the leader of that, we're trying to be responsible. We're trying to be caring. But what is that experience like? Because a lot of times I don't think that maybe we don't fully understand it because it's stressful. I know what we stand for, but we are also, you're protecting your babies, those children.
It's different for educators, Marty, in the fact that those aren't just students, those are our students.
Yes.
So then we do take it personal.
Yes.
As a professional, when you come for my kids.
Right. You coming for me.
You come because you get all of me. And I had to have a conversation with a couple of my kids. Don't just cuss at them.
Right.
But you've got to also know that they're doing their job.
Right.
And we also need to know what our rights are. We can report, talk about things. But now, in this, I think the stress is that the trauma that the teachers, the staff, the bus drivers, the bus aides, the cafeteria workers, the building engineer, not a janitor, the building engineer, who have built relationships with our students.
Right.
Now no longer has the student. And the first thing that comes, they ask, no matter who it is, even if it's a kid you can stand, the first question we have now is, are they okay? The second question, where are they?
Yes.
And you can't provide an answer to neither one.
Yes. Yes.
There is no way for me to comfort my staff. There is no professional development for what we are doing right now.
Right.
And I just would love to know how President Trump would do at CCOP. Or how he will do in jail in LA. Headset, known. I just want to know. But I do believe that they should have a moment to go by and visit in the community that they live in, so that they are aware when it's their time to go, they know what facility to report to. Because you can't tell me the God of our salvation is going to allow this level of movement on his children and he not responding. You don't have to like the culture. You don't have to like the skin color, the socioeconomic status, the sexual status, or being of that person. You don't have to like none of that. But if that person belongs to the Lord, you might want to reconsider how you handle them.
Yes.
There was no reason for Miss Good to be dead. That woman should still be alive with her partner, with her spouse, pregnant. She should still be there.
Yes.
But your response is that you pull the trigger on a vehicle that wasn't even driving in your direction.
Yes. And I think Sean, it goes back to, again, about being like we talk about these agreements. And I love making this agreement with myself as opposed to saying I'm going to do all these lofty things, because it really is about integrity and beginning to do the hard work on the inside that will later show up on the outside.
Agreed. So what you just said is that integrity must first start inward.
Yes.
and the goes out to those who have earned the connection to be in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because a lot of times people want access where they don't have authority.
Right.
And so I got something for you because I've been reading,
Yes. Oh, okay. But yeah, hold on. I didn't know. I need to put on my.
I have listen. I'm gonna wear without mine. Bring me a book and don't bring me these, and I will almost come unglued.
I do come unglued because I'm like, I can't read that.
Listen, my screen on my phone look like it's at 400-degree front because.
That's the joys of getting older. I understand. Remember Sanford had that drawer of nothing but glasses. Baby, he was just going, them ain't your right ones.
And see, most people think he had multiple assets for fashion. No, he had multiple assets for prescription. Depending on where he was and where he was dealing with in life, he had to see different, man.
Right.
But catch this. Albert Einstein said, if most of us are ashamed of shabby clothes and shabby furniture, let us be more ashamed of shabby ideas and shady philosophies.
Ooh. Yeah.
So shady is a sin. Okay. Before you put me out.
You see, I just went to a black screen.
That's fine. You can stay there. Before you put me out, I picked up my rotary phone. And went outside with a coat hanger attached to the back of it, taped with some duct tape and some foil on the wire hanger. You understand?
Right.
And I called Paul right after he got saved.
Right.
And he addressed the issue in Romans this way. For I can testify by them that they are zealous of God. But their zeal is not based on knowledge.
It's not.
You can't tell me wisdom approves of what's presently happened when history is the check mark.
That's good.
You can't convince me of that. And so one of the things in looking at the agreements, this is something that he did not say that I think we need to talk about. A lot of times we want to have agreement with other people when we really should be focused on having agreement with ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Because that's so important, because if you cannot understand, having an agreement with yourself says this. One of the things when I was doing therapy, the first question I would ask is, who are you? And if you don't have this agreement with yourself, we will never understand who we are. They're intertwined. I know who I am because I have an agreement with myself. And because I have this agreement with myself and who I then know who I am. So there's certain things I'm going to stand for because one of the agreement and two in the understanding of who I am. So I'm not swayed by every wind and doctrine that comes by or every whatever is the latest profile or flavor of the day.
Come on, Flavor. How you doing, Flavor?
Well, there's a lot of flavors I don't like right now.
Listen.
Right. And that's why it's so imperative that we understand. I think working on my body, that's fine, but my mind is still messed up. My heart is still messed up.
Why would you have a fine body, a horrible mind, and a congested heart and want somebody to apply?
But the question is, why do we have so many of them?
Oh,
like that.
Now you into the data. So God does require the numbers. Okay.
Well, yes. But we have a lot of people who appear to be, and I don't even think that they are physically well. They appear to be physically well. But you know what? But the mind is not there. And there has to be this this agreement with the mind, the body, and the soul.
All in alignment with each other.
Yes.
Right. Because most times what happens, Marty, and what I'm learning at 52 days young and a few years
Come on.
I'm learning that not everybody will get you.
Right.
A lot of times you won't get yourself. especially if you are spiritual.
Right.
When you
But
have a relationship with God, God will speak to you, and sometimes what God has to say is in complete contrast to what your feelings are telling you.
But feelings are just that. If we are always guided by our feelings,
Mhm.
feelings change and should change almost as often as we change our clothes. And if I was in the country, I say, you got, but feelings do change, and they even wrote a song about it.
What they say, bro?
Feelings, feelings. Yes, you hear the thing, feelings, and he put the whoa, whoa,
Feelings.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
right? Because
Now,
feelings
here's the
can
question about
make you
feelings.
weary.
Here is what we don't talk about with feelings, and I would love to raise this question, and I would love for somebody to reach out to me and let me know. Please let me know. I want to know. I'm slow. I wear bifocals. I can't see straight half the time. I can't.
Progressives.
I'm slow. Yeah, they are progressive, but they're still bifocal. And if you're not looking in the right lens, you get the wrong vision.
Ooh.
And a lot of times people are looking through other people's lenses, looking for acceptance, love, validation, accreditation, blah, 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 blah. And we have not engaged in the work of owning who we authentically are.
Right.
And I can't stress this enough. A true anointing is you being authentic to who you are. Because when you are authentic to who you are being true to who God created you to be.
But in understanding that, that means we have to do some work, some internal work. And we want to be rewarded immediately because of that work. But most of us don't understand that most of the work that we do, most of the people aren't going to see.
Well, so what you're talking about is that scripture that says go into the secret closet? Oh, that's what you're talking about. So what you have confirmed is that in some of the work that we have to do is private.
Well, yes, it is. A lot of it is private. Listen, when you buy a house, we a lot of times just look at the cosmetic, the outward of it. And that's why we have to have an inspector to come in and inspect the things that we cannot see by the natural eye. That needs to make sure the HVAC, make sure that the wiring is not faulty or bad. Make sure that the foundation is sturdy. Because if not, we're going to, almost like the lemon law that they have for cars, too many of us buy based on the sight of something without realizing that the bones of it is bad. And we have too many people that have the bones that are bad. And so we wonder why we can't stand when the winds come. We've been having these windstorms out here. And when I say these windstorms have been, I promise you, I saw Elpova, Dorothy, and all of them just fly away like on the Wicked Wizard of Oz. I promise you. But my foundation, I got some pins too.
You're on the bench for 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, but since we just happen to go spiritual, it says that my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood. That's right. It says on Christ the solid rock, and we're not built on a rock. So anything comes and pulls us away. So when we're building everything on the sand, Matthew said when the storms came and the winds came, and not only did the house fall, but it says and great was the fall.
Greatly was the fall. That's what the book says.
And so I'm too old to keep building up stuff all over again. So that's why I love it. I got my person here. She's just trying to get in here so bad. She is. See. Say hi, Tony Baloney.
Hey, Tony. How you doing, baby?
She's in turned double digits. So now
she has your life.
Yeah, she is 10.
But something that I'm noticing in this season that we're in, Marty, is that people are trusting the wrong announcing.
Yes. But when there's so much noise, we have a hard time hearing the still small voice of being impeccable.
But they have to be rooted. And here is my conversation about being rooted. A lot of people want to be in positions of power, but don't want to be rooted in the work.
Right.
There is no power without work.
Right.
You want a title and an authority with no anointing and no work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand your cousins.
Uh-oh. Well, yeah, amen.
Mm-hmm.
So can we take so we talked about being impeccable with your word last week. We talked about not taking in anything personal. And the third agreement that he makes, it says, don't make any assumptions.
You just determined to make me walk down this street. I have done everything I could to avoid this street.
Don't make any assumptions.
Well, here is the problem about assumptions. You work from the construct that what you believe is right. And what you believe is, if it's right, if you believe it is right, you also could possibly believe that it is true.
Okay.
And whatever is right and whatever is true. Not whatever is right and whatever we hope to be true. Not what's right and what we hope the president tells us is true. Like, you know, like inflation is gone. In what budget?
Well, now we as a people, we know how to deal with inflation. You know, all this stuff they're trying to.
No. Say it the way you mean it. We as a Black people,
yes,
know how to survive, because all we've done since we've been here
is survive.
Survive.
So there's so many things that I try not to make assumptions on. I am going to be Dr. Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they are,
believe them.
I'm not making an assumption. I'm going to believe based upon your character.
I will exchange with each other.
Yes.
And let's be clear, Marty, as time goes on, we might change.
Yes.
We might grow, we might show regression, or we might plateau. In either format, that is changed from when we initially met.
Yes. Yes.
Notice my statement. When we initially met. Because it is in the initial meeting that we build our hopes, right?
Yes.
And we tend to try to put in our authority and call it groups in the spirit of persuasion.
So let me ask you this, and based upon, because when I first met you, I was at a very hurting time in my life, and I was going through a change. And when we're talking about not making assumptions and all those type of things, but when we're talking about authentic relationships and friendships, I just believe that true friendships evolve over time. I know that I'm not the same person that met you. I'm totally different, you know, and you're not the same. And we've been there for each other. But what I love about making the assumption, we always ask how you're doing, and we've heard, and you heard me, and then was able to help me based upon what I shared with you, and helped me back into health and healing.
That's connection and conviction, Marty. Those two things go hand in hand. I can't ride or die with you in connection, and then when you're tragic, not remind you of our standard. Right? Your ride or dies will remind you of the standard. Look, we don't, you know, I grew up in high school when they had Crips and Bloods and they was just coming out, and the shoes was being thrown over the light. I came up in that time. And the one thing that they understood is that if somebody of importance died, no matter what gang you were in, you tap down all of that drama on that day to honor them. Isn't it amazing how we can find time to engage our enemies, but we can't find time to tap down the things within us that cause us to determine someone is our enemy? Rivals can figure out that we don't need to attack each other, but you haven't figured out how to forgive yourself about what you've done. You haven't even learned how to release yourself from what you are recovering from.
So Bishop, let me ask you this. As Black men, Have
now
we
you
been
want to come
given?
to this conversation.
Yeah, now I'm coming. Now I'm coming. Have we been given permission to forgive ourselves due to the sometimes, I'm not saying in all cases, due to the lack of, and I don't know what to call it, resources or access to mentors or whatever. But have we been given permission to forgive ourselves? And have we been given, second part of that is, have we been even given permission to speak up?
As I had to have this conversation with a student today, Marty. This baby is the makings of a Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the way that she attacks methodically her problems, in the way that she defends her friends. The problem she has is that you know what you're talking about. Your presentation doesn't always allow you to engage at the level of comprehension that you have, right? That being said, a lot of times the level of forgiveness that we're looking for does not always meet the level of engagement that we have. Sometimes you have to be okay that you're going to be right here and not get this, because where you are is exactly what you need. When I met you where you were. I didn't try to force you to become something you were not. I encouraged you to become what you already knew in you to be, right? And so in doing that, I confronted not you, but the very thing behind you that was telling you you couldn't.
Right.
Your real spiritual leaders have to be able to see all of you and not just the pieces of you that they like.
Well, I love what you said there, because truly our I'm going to take it even further. Our spiritual leaders and those who we give permission to pour into us have to see the value in us, and I hate the word potential, but seeing our future.
You mean your prophecy? You mean the?
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Who you were? Because most times, if you're, because watch this, in the agreements, I love this conversation. In the agreement, right? Listen, I done triggered. In the agreements, where I disagree with the authors, but I come into alignment with the spirit of what they're saying.
Right.
My success is personal. Now, it requires professional tools to get there.
Yes.
But that's personal.
Yes.
That being said, I am going to take it personal when the evaluation does not reflect my hard work. I am going to take it personal when you see my efforts, my intentional efforts, and they don't get me no credit. I'm going to take that personal.
I hear
right?
you. I hear you.
I'm going to take that you not once since we've been together told me that you love me. I am going to take that personal. I provided everything that you might want. You mean to not tell me one time you can't tell me I'm cute, I'm handsome, I'm because here is what we don't talk about. There is this rule of equitable exchange that is unspoken, but it is true to form, that you won't take from me no more than what you're going to invest in me.
Right.
But the problem is that we have become so emotionally greedy and work anorexic that we forgot that the work that has to be done is in us. And in order to live, we got to feed the folk that requires us, that rely on our support. Because when we feed them, they feed us back, the law of reciprocity. When I met you, Marty, the other side of that conversation is you weren't scared to get dirty.
Well, I was already dirty.
Yeah, but you wasn't scared. You were dirty in what they said, but we were not, because what they say, it was their opinion. And as noted as it is not for us.
As what as it is?
As noted as it is not for us to engage in those that make the postscripts.
I still get every now and again a noted.
You won't let me be great, dog. You won't. Noted. You're noted. Yeah, there's noted. But in that noting, real talk, people who write postscripts is not my responsibility.
It's not.
People who write the letter and sign it, that's where we need to pick up.
But can I go even here? oftentimes I think we're giving from something that we should not be giving from. And what I'm saying is this: in not making us too often, we need to fill our own cup first. Mm-hmm. See, this cup is empty right now. I can't do anything for myself or someone else with an empty cup. It does not. Right. But come on. Yes.
You see what I'm saying, right? Because everything in this glass is mine.
For me.
Anything that comes on this is yours.
Is yours. Yes.
And I might not have anything on this for you today in this season.
Right. And that's
I'm
okay.
not being stingy or selfish. I'm just telling you, then nothing fall on here. I can't give you something from nothing.
Right. And too often we're giving from the point of necessity as opposed to overflow.
Mm-hmm. But we assume that if watch this, because we assume that giving requires us to give from a half glass.
Right.
To whoever needs it and hope someone comes by and fills us back up.
Yes.
Here's what I need you to know. We hope in the Lord. We hope in the Lord.
But you know what just hit me too was you'd have made me go spiritual and biblical. When we had the 10 virgins and they, you already know where I'm going with.
Go. Yes. I see you. Come on.
And that's the biblical principle of that. When the other ones didn't bring the extra, they said, "Well, give us some of yours." They said, "We can't because I'll run out."
And that ain't being stingy, Reverend. That's just telling the truth. The one thing God did not design was for you to suffer in a format that required you to starve.
Right.
People don't. Now I'm gonna say this. Now here is something. Can we shift conversations for 2 seconds?
We can shift. I don't mind.
In the preachment, there is an unspoken understood with preachers.
An unspoken understood.
Yes,
I like that.
It is an unspoken. I'm sorry, you went to seminary. I'm from the country. In the country, we called it an unspoken understood. In the city, y'all might call it pulpit ethics.
Oh, okay.
Preferably, my doctorate is in special education, so I don't know the eloquence of your words, but down home, you have an unspoken understood.
Yes.
That says that if you don't do this, I won't do that. It's understood that when, in the Baptist church, that in the old missionary Baptist church, the woman brought the water on the brass tray with the 2 brass cups to the preacher, and she got to the pulpit and she stopped and gave it to them. Now, in the Methodist church and in the Pentecostal church and in the Apostolic church, depending on the belief of the person, they could walk up and say, "Hey, here is this," or they can come in the pulpit and bring it. What I'm learning about a lot of people, why are you laughing at me, man?
I'm not. I was trying to be brilliant and took myself out the chat. I had to come back in. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
I would not laugh at you, but I'm going to laugh with you on that one.
The Mac in the back is so smooth about it. He just politely put you right there till I got back to myself. He's so good.
You must have an Android. Or you on a Dell device.
Anyway.
Because even my dog Gracie has an Apple iTag.
Ooh.
The tag.
I can't.
Oh, I'm off task. I'm sorry, man in the back.
Yes, but go ahead.
When we start digging into, Marty, what pulpit ethics or unspoken understoods are, the one thing that is wearing me low is that a bishop, and my membership is in the Church of God in Christ. Let me be clear. It is. My pastor is my superintendent. It still is. We must be born in. Huh? Bishop Mason has to be standing up in his grave to have one of his own to stand up behind the sacred desk where John stood and declare not the woman, but the outfit was a two-bit whore. Sir, come here. I promise you, sure enough, fat meat greasy, God is real. That if you fix your mouth and call Karen two-bit anything, Drew coming for you, the bishop is coming for your soul. And he's not going to be Pentecostal. He's going to be apostolic. He's going to be one way only, one Lord, one faith, one fist, one baptism.
I can't with you.
I respect my bishop, but here is what I don't understand. Bishop Wooten, there is no way, because this is what we're not talking about in these agreements. How is a woman not supposed to take that personally?
Right.
How is it that the safe place that the church once was is now the place of ongoing murders?
Well, I mean, again, a shift has to happen.
Where and how?
Well, that's a good question.
Because we don't, man, look, I have no problem telling the folk who go to Freedom in the fellowship or at the local community. I am a social worker by trade, you know, special ed person by profession. But when we have mental needs going on, I will do a quick check assessment and refer them out to somebody. Because now what we're not talking about, we've got little girls, middle school and high school now, who heard the words two-bit hoe come across the pulpit and think that that's what they are now. Was not your intent, but I had a conversation today when we were doing a group, and I had to tell some kids, you don't get to quit who you are because somebody else saw you less.
Well, this is true. But when I think it hurts when it comes from a point of authority, that we have abused our position and power because we're supposed to speak life. We're supposed
and what life did he speak? Even holiness. And this is what wears me thin, Marty. Holiness is ineffective until the hole in you get out the way. Now, the hole in you don't always mean the prostitute. The hole in you also is your attitude, your arrogance, your aggression, your inability to say you're sorry when you know you're wrong. When you said some things that even though it is true in tenor, it is wrong in intent. So you should be apologizing.
So we made an assumption, which we should never do.
Now, what assumption is that? You met me at my crossroad. What's the assumption, Marty?
Well, we made an assumption about the person, the relationship, and all that. But we have to. I want to say we got to stay out of folks' bedrooms, because Christ didn't condemn bedrooms. He condemned hearts. He condemned persons.
He condemned rape. Oh. You know what my governor said? We're gonna find all the rapists. He's like the song. He searched all over.
Let's move on. God bless you. I love you. I don't know if I love your governor.
Listen, I'm praying for my governor, because I almost say this, and if they send me a letter, I'm gonna respond. I got 7 letters, 2 words for them in my response on stationery signed by me. But I'm gonna tell you, if you live in Texas, please, if you live in Texas and you're not registered to vote, I need you to get on top of that.
Well, I think we're concluding all of us to get registered.
Because I am. At this point, but here is my thing. People treat voting like they do church membership. You join and don't participate. You join and don't tithe, but you come eat from time to time. We'll help feed you, pay your bills, but you look sideways all you want. I'm talking every pastor that has been a pastor more than 37 seconds can tell you I'm not lying. We pay your bills, we fed you, we've clothed you, we've driven you, we've Ubered you, we've lifted you, we've metro bused you and taxied you, and we robbed Peter to pay Paul and the musician. And guess what? We never changed how we treated you. And we didn't let your sexuality or your socioeconomic status or your spiritual lack of integrity stop us from blessing you. But you know what
Amen.
I find funny? That we didn't vote for a woman who was overqualified.
And the fourth one says, always do your best.
Good. Let's talk about our best. Let's talk about it. You know, sir, I work in special education. I work with kids all day. I can always bring it back to the point. When we start talking about our best, I need folks don't just register to vote. Your best is go and vote.
Yes.
That is your best. Go and vote. Don't just register. Go and vote. Vote
I guess, you know,
your conscience.
That's right. And for me, it is about voting because so many of our ancestors had to fight for that.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Georgiana Jones and Lucille Sellers, who did not get a chance to see the results of their hard work, and did not get a chance to see President Obama get inaugurated. I cried twice and I felt the emotions of Jesse Jackson, because at the time it validated that our labor was not in vain, and that our ancestors, our foreparents, did their very best in hopes that we would have a better future than what they had in their past. And so for me not to vote is almost like me spitting on their graves and saying,
on their person in spirit.
Yes. And saying, I don't care about the work. I don't care about the sacrifice. I don't care about what Emmett Till gave. I don't care about all the others that gave their lives.
But Marty, we also have to talk about that gave
and that are still giving,
and will be taken.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the part that grieves me.
That they will be taken. Marty, the hardest thing I've had to do in my 32-year career in education was sit down and explain to some students that the person in the other room works for another agency called CPS. And they're going to take you somewhere that you've never been to live with people you don't know until they can figure out where you're going to go.
Yeah.
And then I also have to explain that the reason you're here is because they took your mom and dad while they were at work. And they went to the high school and got your brother. But because your brother is of a different age, you two won't be in the same. We shouldn't be at this apex of a conversation when we have bigger things to look at. When we start talking about the acknowledgement of what is, or the acceptance of what is in the agreements, I do believe that one of the biggest things that we have to get to is that our reality is exactly that. Our reality.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
But it does not have to be the way that it has to stay. We have a lot of say-so in the agreement that I make with Sean Stewart in how I respond to what the world is saying needs my attention.
And that's so true. And as you were sharing that story, I'm reminded of having to once again relocate one of our children who was in foster care with one of our resource families because they snatched them while the kid was there and deported them. Or how I have to try and comfort our employees whose mother or father or auntie had been deported because of a decision that is not out of their control. And how do you bring hope? How do you still be someone of impeccable word and not take it personal? But it is personal.
But here is the thing, impeccable word. Let's have this conversation a little bit. when we talk about impeccable word, the biggest thing I want everybody to understand is that I will say island, you will say island, but that has two different meanings. Because until you and I have a conversation about what these words mean, we will always miss each other in alignment. What I'm pointing to is a little bit differently. I'm saying now that you have to give yourself the same language you want other people to use. If you want them to communicate and connect. We're missing people, Marty, not because we can't keep them or we can't help them. We're losing people because they don't have language. 2 students got arrested today because all they knew to do was curse and yell, right? But what would it have looked like if we had taught them how to protest? If we would have given them language to say besides the F-bomb and the B, because this is what we're not talking about. They're officers, but they're humans also. People are only going to be called, even though he's a professional, he or she's a professional, you're only going to be called out your name for so many times before your response becomes personal.
I hear you. And I guess here's where I challenge and because we already know, especially for young boys and young men.
I was waiting on you. There you are.
That one, they don't have the language because boys are told to shut up. Don't let them, and so it's acceptable, especially for our black and brown boys. We expect them to be angry and defiant and oppositional and all that, because now we're feeding into the negative narration and narrative that we want them to have. And so it's easier for me to feed right into that. And I also don't have the mental capacity because my brain has not been fully developed yet. And for men, it doesn't happen until somewhere after 25. Is
that for boys? I just wanted to be clear. Thank you.
After 25, that our brain is fully developed, and then we have the logical and reasoning abilities, some of us, but when trauma comes, that's a whole nother, because whenever age you are, when that trauma happens, a lot of our brains will stop developing at that point of where the trauma, you have this intersection with trauma as well. So we are stunting people's mental capacity. There, as Dr. Rita Walker, baby, she's so. Thank you for introducing Dr. Walker. I told you I had her here in California. So, what she calls psychological fortitude. Yes, and her book is now being translated into other languages and everything as well. But she's fabulous. When we no longer have the psychological fortitude with that. But to handle those situations, but here we have grown adults impeding and having our kids and young men fall into the traps that we know that they don't have the capacity to even dig themselves out of.
And then let's push a little further. A lot of people, I still consider this gentleman my brother. And he's a theologian and an activist by nature, but he got a mouthpiece on him, Marty. And Will Horn in Dallas made this observation some years back. He said, everybody can have an opinion, but only a few gonna stand on the business of what the truth is. That has stuck with me to this day. And so many people want to be.
Did he make it back to Dallas and Texas?
So, yeah, he's back.
Okay, I thought he was out here in Cali for a little while, and then
his job has him traveling.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. But he as a field that is the one thing, and this is before he got his master's and everything. And if he's able to tread that deep prior, then his conversations now probably have more depth to it because he's got the education to engage the depth of what it is that they're talking about.
Yes. And I guess when you're saying all of that, okay, my thought will come back to me. When we're looking at these children and what we're doing, right. I need to write it down, baby. That's why I need a pen. No. Thank you for and a notebook, huh? No, thank you for engaging, because you took this to a whole nother level, which I'm so grateful for, when we're talking about these 4 agreements of being impeccable with your word, not taking it personally, never making assumptions, and doing our very best. Although it's very simplistic in its delivery and presentation,
It's deep.
it's so deep in its understanding. And if we begin to apply those principles to our own personal lives, imagine how we would heal individually, or from an individual level. Imagine how we would strengthen our families, and imagine how our communities would not only grow, but change for the
and
better.
sustain for a change.
Yes.
I think that one of the biggest things that we're missing in this current political satire is just the stability and the integrity of the office.
But when it's designed to create, because when you create confusion, you create a atmosphere where people can't make wise decision, because their nervous system is so intense and on edge.
Well, come on.
Yeah. And so how do we, I guess my desire is that we learn how to regulate our own nervous systems, and do like Christ did. After every major miracle or healing or situation, listen, I love that part, says, and he stole away. And in the midst of the noise, we have to learn how to steal away to get grounded. I guess my challenge and desire would be that we steal away more often.
Here's the thing about that, Elder. Steal away is in the old people's term. You have to give it in something that people understand now. Steal away equals self-care.
That's it.
Yes. Say
take
that.
And that we would take care of ourselves, and that we would be not self, because we think it's selfish. Even Jesus had to regroup. That's right. Dr. Hill, even Jesus had to regroup.
Catch this. And he did. And somebody made a footnote about it in Hebrews. You know, I like Paul. You know that. I like Paul. But he says, see to it that no one misses the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That being said, one thing certain, 2 things for sure about a person: an angry and bitter person has no joy, creativity, conviction, or positivity. All they have is their negative influence within themselves.
Wow. And all that negativity is cancerous, first to ourselves, as we spread poison to others.
Projected.
Yes.
And you beat up on the person closest to you because you know that they love you.
Yes.
And you take that love for granted. And then when they withdraw it, you want to throw a fit. Do they go throw a fit? Yeah, because I've been around my students too long.
Yes.
You throw a fit off of your misappropriation of my love.
Right.
Then you get mad when I hold you accountable for the price point that it cost you.
Well, we're in an unaccountable and culture and in a cancel culture right now, that we just want to cancel out everything and everyone, and just toss them like yesterday's trash.
I can deal with the cancel culture as long as you stop whitewashing my history.
Okay, that's another episode. Bishop,
what they gonna do? Go take down the King Memorial next? I mean, he can't. I mean, he's already put his name on a memorial building.
Okay, and
it's been a pleasure.
Bishop, you know I got nothing but love for you.
I would
Listen,
let you know
I got to get down to
all this
Houston because I need some good food and just come and hang out with you
Now, listen, you come
and
on
put my
down here.
eyes on you.
You come on down here and so we can do Sunday dinner. I done mastered this stuffed brisket.
Ooh.
And I done learned how to do these gumbo greens, you understand? And
I've been wanting some of them gumbo greens.
And I done mastered hot water cornbread like it ain't nobody's business.
Oh Lord, I need some of them gumbo greens,
And,
Jesus.
and I messed around and learned how to stuff a pork chop with cornbread dressing, and then stuff another one with the dirty rice and wrap it in bacon. That was a mistake too, but I figured it out. The first one I kind of burnt, but the other three I got right. Listen, I figured that out. You know, whenever you're ready, you know, all flights come to Texas.
I'm going to start looking at going to.
Do me a favor. Call me when you get on the plane.
To American Airlines, and they already got my number saved.
Good, and you just come on and stay out the bushes. Don't go to the Bush Airport. Come to the
hobby.
Bushes, yeah. Stay out the hobby. Stay out the bushes. Come to the hobby.
Come to the hobby. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
what the hobby is.
But then I want to go down to the Galleria, and I ain't got no money for that, so I got to stay out of.
You know, you can go down by it. You just might not need to stop through. Listen, then we gonna have to go from making place to eat at home to making place to sell them to go buy what we after. That chicken died that I might have life, not that I go sell it. That's crap.
I can't.
My sales did not come for me to be upset about their arrival. They're supposed to be disgusted at me selling them. You understand?
Oh my God. Okay. And I thank you so much. I am so excited, y'all. And a shameless plug, not shame at all. Listen,
not at all.
My book is here. Chris has said the website is up and running now. I just got to get my merchant, and I'm waiting on Friday. So when we come in next week, you'll be able to order this book online, and we'll be able to ship it right out to you. Along with that, we have coloring books. And are you ready for this? I got something new. Hold the phone, as my grandmother would say. I didn't have it ready, but are you ready?
Do tell.
We got crayons. Chris has said crayons.
Come on here.
Yes, we're going to have all of that. So you got the crayons, you got the coloring book, and you got the book, and the book cover turns into a poster.
So I have a few questions.
Yes.
When are you going to start reaching out to schools to have you come in and then plug that into a part of the counseling for crisis intervention?
Well, you know what? I would love to. And I can come to your school.
You ain't said nothing but a word. We shall chat.
We shall chat. And you're so right.
I'll put you in the agenda for tomorrow.
Okay. Because it's a whole series. And then the next book that's going to be coming out shortly after Easter is Raven the Great. Chris Assad talks about divorce and how to have that conversation about divorce with your children. And Raven the Great talks about bullying, as Raven has a stuttering problem, but her teacher reminds her that some of the greatest people we know started off stuttering or mute. And so
did you say mute?
Yes, I did say mute, because we know Maya Angelou did not speak for many years. Her mind was going, but she just didn't have.
Reverend, can you press pause second?
Yes, sir.
Rewind me about maybe 33.29 seconds. You say that again.
About the stuttering and mute?
Yeah, the stuttering happened while mute. Is that correct?
No,
she was stuttering while mute?
No, she wasn't stuttering while mute. No, she wasn't. No.
Okay, because if that's what you were implying, I was ready to have this conversation.
Yes. Raven the Great, can't wait. I know that's right. And so because I named after my other two children, Tony has already written her book, talking about Tony Builds. And Tony is going to be the little nerd girl with these big, huge eyeglasses. And she is going to be in STEM, because too many of our Black girls are not given opportunities to be in STEM because we judge them and we want to keep them out of it. But we know that a lot of great things and miracles have happened because of Black women. Can we talk about the 4 Black women that helped get folks on the moon and all these other things in NASA?
You're talking good.
And so people may try to erase and suppress. As a Black children's author, we are only less than 10%. So we need to not only flood the market with stories and books that look like us, but we need to
own it.
Yes, yes, yes. And so that's what my desire is, to bring all these together. And so, thank you, Mom. I miss you so much. The Mrs. Mitchell, who's always on there. Thank you. We are back. We are back. We are back. And so I'm so excited. Join us next week, or they don't have the capacity due to trauma.
Facts, straight facts.
Yes, yes, yes. So Thomas, much love, my brother. We are so excited. Next week.
Thomas in DC.
Thomas in DC.
We need a meeting.
We do need a meeting. We need a meeting. I was just with Thomas last weekend. I had to see him since I flew into DC. I know, because I can't fly in and not see my peoples. Yes, yes. So it's after the time, y'all. We want to respect your time. We are so grateful that you have decided to join us at the Mental Health Marty Show. I can't wait. Next week, we're going to have some more stuff for you. Next week, join us as we're going to be talking about human trafficking and how it does not just affect our girls, but also our Black boys. And what are the signs that we need to look at for that? And I'm so glad to be joined by Ebony Goodwin, who has her own nonprofit, and she, being a former trafficked young lady, wants to share why she was trafficked. And just because you grow up in a 2-parent or a spiritual household does not mean the opportunity to be trafficked is not there. And also, Officer Jamal Warren, who is an expert here in Southern California, who's been on many trafficking cases, who wants to also share with us some of the warning signs about being trafficked. So I'm so excited about that, because we have to bring awareness to our community. And in this life, y'all, as I'm closing, Daryl, in this journey of life that we're on, too many of us are secretly suffering in silence in the shadow of shame. But we never want you to do that. We want you to speak up, speak out, so that you can live. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week. Take care, and God bless. Enjoy your life, be free,